Astroneer offers a grand multitude of ways to get around, whether it be by land, by air, or something in between. But what really is the fastest way to get around in Astroneer? Well, the answer to that question lies ahead of us. So in order for us to fairly define what we mean by the fastest mode of transportation, we need to understand what we are going for here. And so 3 different modes of transportation have been selected for this video, each of them being fast for what they do, and that's important context because you have to understand what the goal is to really pick the fastest thing for that goal. Coming up first is hauling. Now this is exactly what it sounds like. If you want to haul a bunch of items from point A to point B, then your best option is going to be the large rover. Allowing you up to 4 trailers, including the one that drives, this thing offers you a crap ton of storage at a relatively decent speed. If you have a bunch of items you want to get from one place to the next that isn't interplanetary, then this is definitely the quickest way to do so without wasting that beautiful hydrazine of yours. And the best part is that obviously once you get an RTG, this thing costs literally nothing to power and you can simply use it. There is no downside, there is no catch. All you have to do is have this thing and it will work, and that's absolutely phenomenal. And to top all that off, the large rover does various things. You can collect soil with this thing. You can collect normal resources with this thing. You can put a drill on the back and collect soil in that manner if you want to. You can pave normal paths. You can make actual base items on the back of this thing. It's an absolutely phenomenal device, and I could definitely not recommend it any more than I already do. Coming up next is basing. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I basically mean transporting items from one base to another base, and the king of that is easily the large shuttle. Having only one downside being that you need a predefined landing location. This is easily the fastest vehicle in Astroneer, but as I said, it does have that one downside, so that is why it is in its own section. But, much like the truck, this thing has a crap ton of storage, the means of which you can exploit to transport your items from point A to point B. Now, there is also obviously the obvious advantage of being able to go from one planet to the next, but that is exactly what this thing is. What I'm really talking about here is using it for specifically transporting items, because if you want to put a base on opposite sides of the planet, which you probably wouldn't, but I've done it before, so if you wanted to get items from point A to point B over such long distances, then placing a landing pad at both of those bases offers you the fastest way to get back and forth between them. That is the shuttle. Last but certainly not least is the player. Now this is exactly what you probably think it is, the moment you have all been waiting for, and that is getting the player from point A to point B, not taking into account any sort of hauling or anything else. And that, my friends, from what I can tell, is using the hydrazine jetpacks and the hoverboard together as a combo. As you can see right now, this thing is absolutely absurdly fast, and the best part is it's going through the air, so nothing's going to stop you. There are no limitations. If you see a mountain, go over it. You don't have to go around it. You don't have to worry about any of that crap because you are in the sky and you're also fast. There is no downsides to this except for the lack of inventory, but of course, in this section, we are not taking that into account. And the hoverboard just by itself is very fast. This would be the fastest way to travel, I would say, but when you add the jetpacks to it, it just makes it so that you can do whatever the frick you want. Because normally with the hoverboard, you're not really going to be going over a mountain. It does not handle the steep slopes very well. But if you add jetpacks into the mix, there's almost nothing that can top this thing from what I can tell, and it's absolutely absurd how well this thing operates. But what do you think? What's your take on the subject? Let me know down in the comments below what your favorite vehicle in Astroneer is. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I will see you in the next one.